Evan Mobley to the Bucks and make a real offer for Giannis and pair him with Donovan Mitchell, or do they start looking at ways to possibly get off Donovan Mitchell? He's owed $50 million this year. Then he has a $53 million player option in the next season. He can be a part of a major deal, and you can start to retool around Evan Mobley. To me, determining which one of those guys you want to build around, because the combination of the two hasn't turned out to be what you thought it was going to be. Evan Mobley has not turned into that co-star that he needs to be. You either need to build around Evan Mobley and go get a ton of assets for Donovan Mitchell, or trade Evan Mobley for a guy like Giannis and give Donovan Mitchell a real reason to re-sign a Supermax extension. Staying and playing with James Harden for a few more years is not reason to sign a Supermax extension. That team ran up against its ceiling. So I think there's major roster decisions for the Cavs to make here, and I think one of them should be considering trading Donovan Mitchell. Imagine him going to a team like the Pistons, who are sorely in need of a second creator next to Cade Cunningham, and then building around whatever they could give back. The Rockets have a ton of assets that they could outfit Cleveland with, and they need a go-to scorer, point guard type guy. I think there's options for Donovan Mitchell trade, and I think there's options for an Evan Mobley trade. And as far as James Harden, they're going to end up getting bullied into paying him because of what they gave up to get him in the first place. I think it's a tough situation for the Cavs, and I go back to it really has nothing to do with Kenny Atkinson.
I will give James Harden credit. He has made, I looked it up according to many sites, not just AI, around $400 million during his time.
And he has a lifetime deal with Adidas. He'll be all right.
NBA. He'll be just fine. So he talked about potentially some moves, though. Do you look at bringing in Giannis?
Giannis isn't going to Cleveland. Giannis is not.
I don't know if he is, but you look at it, you get on the phone, and you say, look.
Giannis is not going to Cleveland, Brad. He's not leaving Milwaukee to go to Cleveland. It's like a lateral move. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the people of Cleveland, whatever. I've been there. Cool.
And she is like with the nails.
Like, he's not leaving Milwaukee to go to Cleveland. It's just not happening. Giannis wants to go somewhere, I think, that's somewhat in a bigger market, although he's never made it clear if that's the case or not. But all the teams that he's been linked to and the teams that he has alluded in some way, shape, or form that are ideal for him are all bigger markets than where he currently is. Also, I just think that he wants to go someplace that he is going to win a championship. And I don't believe that Cleveland is an enticing place for him. I don't believe Cleveland is a championship team, even when you put Giannis on it. I think that they are stacked against some other competitors in the Eastern Conference that I think are better suited. The Knicks are going to be just as good next year. You have to worry about the Pistons getting better, which they will be. The Celtics are going to be at full strength. It just doesn't make sense to me. More than likely what we are going to see, maybe some movement on Evan Mobley. You're going to see Donovan Mitchell and James Harden in a Cavs uniform next season. That's the gist of this entire conversation. So they will be back.
Ashley's probably right. But you just have to keep in mind that, we've seen instances of it doesn't always come down to where a guy wants to go. Donovan Mitchell probably didn't want to go to Cleveland, but they took a chance. They signed him, and they built enough around him for him to then re-sign another max contract.
Yeah, but Brad, Donovan Mitchell hadn't even made a conference finals. We're talking about Giannis, a top 3 MVP candidate, a world champion, a multiple-time MVP. Like, they're not in the same stratosphere. Giannis is not going where Giannis does not want to go. You and I both know that.
Maybe. Damian Lillard didn't want to go to Milwaukee.
Damian Lillard's not Giannis.
Okay. I'm saying they're going to make a call. And if it's not Giannis, I just go back to my point. I think the Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell dream of them being a 1-2 championship punch hit a ceiling. And in my mind, they need to decide between one of those two guys. Mobley's the younger guy. Mitchell is the win right now. And the Warriors have showed us operating on a two timelines, playing for the future with Evan Mobley and for the now with Donovan Mitchell is very, very tough to straddle that line. They tried it. And they're not doing it. And to me, with James Harden now more or less in the fold moving forward, you're now like on an immediate timeline. He's going to be 37. You're saying we got to win right now. So then that, to me, that would say let's go out and look at deals for Evan Mobley and guys that we. Now, if it's not Giannis, then let's look elsewhere. But it's like win right now. And I agree with that. Actually, they probably can't, but they're still going to do the best that they can to at least put a team on paper that they believe can be the best that they can do. And so to me, I just think that running it back and saying, let's just re-sign Harden and let's try to get Donovan here, you're going to end up with a 33-year-old, whatever, Donovan Mitchell on a supermax contract and a team that can't get out of the second round. These are tough contracts to hand out.
Yeah, we have an article up at CBSSports.com where we put odds on where Giannis is going to end up, and the Cavs are way down the list.
Well, have you ever heard anyone?
They're just ahead of the Knicks.
Have you ever heard anyone say they want to go to Cleveland on vacation, Chris?
Actually, growing up in
Probably
the
Chris
Midwest,
would.
Yeah, we took a vacation to Cincinnati once, and this is somewhat close to Cleveland, but never to Cleveland, never to Milwaukee, to your point. We stuck with the Chicagos and the St. Louis's and the Minneapolis.
I gotta say that I heard all this about Cleveland, and I was there for the 2018 finals. Dude, if you stay down by the arena, you know, the party.
Cut his mic. Blazing.
Shout out to Cleveland.
Blazing.
It's pretty cool.
No, it's not. Said no one ever.
Brad Botkin on the side of Cleveland, the Cleveland defender, defending the land, if you will. Thank you to Brad and Ashley. As we look at the last 4 seasons for Cleveland, they still have not won a conference final game in these 4 seasons during this recent run.